has been a part of the Wireless Forum since the beginning. We took a couple of months off as some of us were trying to get it reorganized, and we're pleased to start it back up today. And over the next couple of months, you can see some absolutely fabulous Atlanta or Southeast-based startups. We've got some more news coming down the road. But without further ado, let me invite up Kotscher, CEO and founder of MetroTech. He's going to spend 3 minutes to tell you some amazing things about what their startup's doing, some tremendous progress, and get you really excited about what's going on in the Atlanta community. And I'll be back shortly to kick off our meeting tonight. Christian, come on up.
Thank you, Steve. Thanks for a couple of minutes here tonight. I'm always told by my team to talk slow, but I'm told by the event organizer tonight to talk fast. So I'm going to try to get a happy medium here and jump into the problem that we're trying to solve. Congestion, who here loves traffic, right? Congestion, sitting around, waiting, wearing out your clutch, all those great things. It's a problem that really bothered me, as well as the safety and mobility elements to it. So I left IBM a few years ago to fix a problem that we all have, which is traffic. How do I know what's ahead of me to get to where I'm going? Which is one of the primary mobility issues, right? So the amount that we're losing annually is estimated at $121 billion, and that was a 2011 number that came out in the 2012 report. The slow economy, the only good thing about it is traffic's a little bit better for a couple of years, but as it's picking up again, we're back into the weeds. So the cost of this, we've been talking to some people like UPS who told us that for every minute they can save a day across their fleet, a year will save them $100 million. So we get that $5 million, $500,000, and now that go across other fleet and other carriers. The average American, by the same study I cited before, loses 38 hours in a year to traffic, just sitting there staring at the bump behind them. The reason I got into it, when I was working in Homeland Security at IBM, I had three friends die in car crashes in 6 weeks, and I said, but I know the technology is there. I work within Homeland Security and Defense. How do we figure out how to deploy it? So I founded an ITS practice at IBM. Safety should be our key concern and should be driving this discussion. If I had better data, better sensors, better technologies, those 33,000 deaths a year go down to zero, which is our ultimate goal. And the emissions that we all complain about and deal with, as far as all the pollution going on, 50% come from transportation, and a lot of that from us sitting there in Iowa. So that's the problem. The solution is connected cars, which we're all talking about on a daily basis. Intel's announced a $100 million connected car fund. Nokia has announced a $100 million connected car fund. Everybody's talking about connectivity. The ultimate connected car is obviously a wireless element to it. Intelligent roads, intelligent infrastructure, those together equals a smarter city. So what we do, we enable smarter cities to better leverage their existing deployed investment of sensors and cameras to create actionable information, and we share that in real time so that they can then transmit that to the commuters, delivery fleets, taxis, buses, and first responders. Our product set is video analytics, which works in the cloud. So we revolutionized how you do video analytics, no longer an expensive CPU that I have to maintain out on the curb, but we now do it in the cloud where the cost of computing goes down. We do 1,000 cameras on a server, and that's one of the real secret sauces that we contain. And then real-time analytics, because we're looking at every lane and every car with such a degree of a big data element to it, that's never been seen before in the industry, we're able to give you actual traffic, not that stuff that some people that sell you maps try to tell you is real-time traffic, which you all know isn't. And predictive analytics, because we can see trending like a 15% increase in volume, a 30% lane differential in speed, volume going up, speed going down, headway disappearing between the cars, we can now look at those patterns and give you confidence 15 minutes ahead rather than 15 minutes behind, which is the current set. And after all, do I care what traffic is like at 4 in the morning? No. I care about it when I'm driving home. I care about it when the congestion is coming so I can avoid it, so the cities can better use and operate their lights, their signals, their ramp meters with better data. Because trust me, the more I dig into it, the more shocked I am that the data is really not there. It's really something revolutionary. And what we really, at the end of the day, create is big data for traffic. If you kind of look at the left-hand side here is government. Quick Trip has a lot of cameras. Walmart has a lot of cameras. We see a lot of places to bring in cameras and sensor data. And what we do is bring those in from the left-hand side here, and then we publish them out. So we don't claim to have an end-to-end solution where we own the camera and we own the device or the app on your phone. We're the data publisher in the middle. We make real-time traffic data happen. And if you think about it logically, from a smarter city, connected car standpoint, in 5 years, we've got autonomous cars on the road, which the FBI now has confirmed they predict that as the biggest terrorist threat in 2017, or one of the bigger ones that they're looking at. But we're talking about the next 5 to 10 years, cars being available for autonomous vehicles. Google's already got them out there. Audi's already got their version. Everybody's working their version. So if you don't quite buy into that yet, at least you know connected cars are real, right? We had a whole thing last week here in Atlanta with the Atlanta telco professionals talking about connected cars, and AT&T and Verizon, everybody was there. Cars are increasingly become more connected, and they did a little survey there. How many people want a connected car for iHeartRadio and for content and for radio? And about 4 people raised their hand. They said, how many people want it for traffic information, for routing, for points of interest? 95% of people raised their hand. So we know that this is important. So if you think ahead 5 years and think about how am I going to get that information in my car that's actual and real, and you look at all the different sensor types we've got over there. Somebody's got to bring all that together. We're doing that. If you think about, do I need a different data feed or different app for every different jurisdiction? Somebody's got to bring all that together. We're doing that. So what we're building is what we know is naturally going to happen in the next few years. And that's why we're out there right now, growing in Atlanta. We're deployed in San Francisco or in Silicon Valley. And we're already hitting the government and helping them time the signals. Reducing 18,000 stops per day in Silicon Valley. We're now working with carriers and some of these other people getting into that next connected car space. And these applications are just part of the byproduct that come out of that. How's it reliable to wireless? Obviously, if I have better data on my phone, I call it the anchor tenant effect. If I've got an app that I check every day, because I want to know how that signal's performing, I want to know what my ride home is, now I've got a media product, right? Now I've got a media asset that I look at every day, and that's a subscription, that's eyeballs. And of course, mobile advertising, this year will pass newspapers and radio in total industry revenue at $18 billion, give or take. That's a seminal moment, right? A 100-year-old industry, almost 100-year-old industry, are now being passed by something that's about 5 to 10 years old in mobile advertising. So we believe creating an anchor tenant where people go back every day, that's how we fund mobility and mobile advertising. So that's it, basically just a view of our map where we're deployed in Silicon Valley and major arteries, and we're deployed in Bucket, looking to expand. And I'm going to be speaking at Mobility Live in the Autonomous Cities group, so we'll go into much more technical detail there. If you have any questions about startups, which is what this is about, we've been working on it for a long time here in Atlanta and out in San Francisco, and I'd love to answer any questions you have later on.
And what Christian didn't tell you is they're getting close to closing around the funding. So if and anybody still has any pennies left in the checkbook and looking for a smart investment with a phenomenal team, get a hold of him, and we see a real bright future there. So let me start by getting our speakers headed up this way. Let me start